We love one another, but cannot afford lobola. What do we do? Well, this is a relatively common question, and whilst it has been answered in the clip, God's Design for Lobola, it's useful just to earth it a little bit in the practicalities. The best way to answer this question is to draw back to what is the source of the incapacity to be able to pay lobola. And really, it's only one of two sources. Either the husband is able to pay a token of love, but the family is being unreasonable in the amount that they are charging, making it unaffordable. Or the family is being reasonable in what they are putting forward as a token, but the husband can't even afford that. Those are really the two sources of being unable to pay for lobola. And the most important thing is to determine which one are we dealing with, and then from that position, evaluate which route of pain to go. If you love one another, but unable to pay lobola, you actually only have routes of pain in front of you, and that is a reality. So take the first one. The husband is able to pay the token, but the family is being unreasonable. My advice in that situation is to communicate to the family as strongly as possible via the uncles and aunties and any way that you can, the integrity of heart of both the man and the woman, their desire to honor Jesus, their track history of honoring one another. What a joy this would be for the daughter to be in a nurturing relationship, the husband to be in a nurturing relationship, the children to grow up in such a family. Really portray the Christness, the godliness, the Christ-centeredness of this relationship. And if the family still would preclude you from the joy of that, would preclude their own grandchildren from the joy of growing up in that type of family, that is really a big red flag. And as you evaluate which pathway of pain to go, you need to really seriously consider pulling back at this stage and say, though we love one another and would have wanted to be married, we're not willing to go ahead where we are put in bondage by our parents. The other routes are that you progress without the family's blessing, or that you progress with the family's condoning. In other words, they allow you to go ahead without paying lobola in consummating the marriage. But don't think that you've got away with it. They know that you owe them and you are in debt, and there's its own set of problems associated with that. So that's the challenge if you can afford a token, but they're being unreasonable. The other one is where they are not being unreasonable, but you just can't pay. Maybe the husband is unemployed, or for whatever reason he has just no capacity to even pay the token that they are reasonably asking for. In that circumstance, again, I would lean very strongly to point one. And I would ask that you consider, if you're unable to pay even the reasonable token of commitment to each other, would you be able to provide for your wife? Would you be able to provide for your children? Is this really a sustainable and nurturing option for you? And some people say, well, all we need is love. And in a sense, that's true, because God is love and He provides and He makes a way. And you will have a high sense of faith. You do need to look very carefully at it and say, if God has not provided me the ability to pay this token, perhaps He's not providing for this marriage, and I need to submit to Him in that. And so I would counsel sobriety, humility, rather than just saying we love each other, therefore we're going ahead regardless. If you love each other but can't pay lobola, assess where the root of that problem is and make wise and humble decisions in relationship with God, praying, relationship with each other, discussing, and in relationship with your friends, church members, and others who you respect, and make wise decisions for the future of your family.